guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Let's do some fun crafting. Y'all stay tuned. So, I love to write notes. I love writing letters. I think there's nothing more warm than giving someone a handwritten note for whatever the reason. And I think people really enjoy getting that. So that is why you guys are seeing me focus very heavily on actual note cards and stationery, because I think that we could use more of that. And today's project is just another example of the way that we can take our beautiful papers and use them for the good of note-taking and letter writing. This is a little note card set, and it holds 3x3 note cards, and you can also put 3x3 pieces of paper inside as well. I've been doing some 3x3s lately, and I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys a lot of different options for being able to hold and present these. In addition, once the note cards are used up, then you have a beautiful little keepsake box that you can use for something else. And that's exactly what this box is. So I am going to untie my ribbon. So I'm going to open this up so that you guys can see what we have on the inside. And on the inside we have a 4x4 box, and it has bifold doors on it. And I added these cute little floral embellishments just to give it a really sweet little look on the inside. And here we can hold 4 to 6 3x3 note cards and envelopes, or like I said, you can fill this with a 4x4 notepad. You can fill it with slips of paper, your choice. But once you've used up what's in here, you've got a gorgeous little box to be able to use for whatever it is you want to use it for. So I am going to take this and set it to the side, and we're going to make one. So to make this project, we're going to need some chipboard. We are going to need one piece of chipboard that measures 4x4. We are going to need 2 pieces that measure 2x4, and we're going to need 2 pieces that measure 1x2. And then we're going to need a piece of paper that measures 12x6. We'll need a piece of paper that measures 3/4 by 10 1/4. We will need 4 pieces that measure 6x3 for the actual cards. And we will need 4 pieces that measure 5.5 by 5.5 to make the envelope per the 1, 2, 3 punch board that I'll be using. And then to make the inside box, we'll need a piece that measures 8x8, and then 4 strips that measure 4x1. And the paper that I'm using for today's project is GYPSY by the Craft Consortium. And guys, I can't say it enough. I am so in love with the collections from this company. I just can't say it enough. And usually I will run into papers and I will just fall in love with them, but then there will be papers that I just can't get on board with. I haven't had that encounter yet. Every time I look at my pads of paper from the Craft Consortium, I fall in love with them all over again, and I cannot say it enough. If you haven't tried the papers from this company, y'all give it a try, because once I discovered them 3 months ago, I have been buying paper pads like crazy, and I haven't looked back. So today we're using GYPSY, and I am going to go with this beautiful, beautiful butterfly print. And I know a viewer and a friend who is going to love this paper. Sue Nako, I know that you're going to love this paper because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got those butterflies, but then it has these little gold dots in between. So let's make this. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our 4x4 paper, and we're going to place it down, and we're going to try to place it right in the center, just like this. And then we're going to take one of our I think I might have said 1x2. It's actually 1x4, and we need 2 of those. So we're going to take our 2 1x4 pieces, and we're going to place those down using about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. And I'm going to turn it around so I can place the other one. Again, these are 1 by 4 and not 1 by 2, as I think I might have misstated. Get that stuck down. And then we'll take our 2 by 4 and we're going to stick that down using about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. And then we'll come back over to the other side and take the second 2 by 4 and place it down using about 1/8 of an inch in spacing as well. And then I'm going to come back with my finger blade and just trim off some of the excess from this end here. And now I'll take this and I am simply going to fold and burnish it. And then I'm going to come back and I am going to miter cut on all 4 sides. And by miter cutting, all I'm doing is cutting at an angle and leaving about 1/8 of an inch in space. And then once we've got it mitered, we can come back with our glue or tape. And in this case, I am going to use my reptile glue because that is my favorite glue. It is actually the only glue that I use. Alright, so once we have our edges folded over, I have placed tape on the body of the cover. And I am going to bring in my liner piece, which measures 3 3/4 by 10 1/4. And I am simply going to place glue along the perimeter. And then I'm going to take this and get it stuck down. Let me get it centered first. Just like that. And then I'll come back with my paper towel and I'm just going to spread my glue out underneath. And then I'll come back with my bone folder and just work that glue in. And guys, please check the description box for the paper that I'm using, or to find out how to get a PDF if you want a copy of that, or if you would like to purchase one of the pre-made kits that I'll have available. Please check that description box. I will actually have 6 of these kits available in both of the patterns that I'm showing today. So each pattern will have 6 kits. So once we've got it all smoothed out like this, and we've got our spine worked, we're simply going to hold it up and we're going to check for separation or bubbles. And you can see right there, we've got a slight separation. And sometimes that happens. So all I'll do is I'll come back with my bone folder and I'll just put some added pressure. So now that we've got this made, we're going to set it to the side and we're going to make our box. Okay, so to make our inside box, we're going to take our 8 by 8 piece and score at 1 and at 2 on all 4 sides. And then we will fold and burnish all of our scores. And then once we have our scores folded and burnished, we're going to remove this corner piece, and this corner piece from all 4 sides. So all I'll do is I will go up to my second score, drag down, angle cut in to start my tab, angle cut in on this side, remove this piece, and then remove that piece. I'll do the other sides and I'll be right back. Alright, so once we have our tabs cut, we're going to go ahead and put our box together. And I'm simply going to place glue on my tab just like that. Then I'll bring this piece over and start joining my box just like this. Lay it down, come back inside with my bone folder, and I will do this on all 4 sides. Okay, so now that we have our box put together, we need to make sure that the outer flaps are folded backwards, and we are going to take our 4 by 1 inch strips and place them down inside. But before you place them down, you need to test them to see if they're going to fit. And if they aren't, just take your scissors and snip off just a little bit, and then you can go back and test each one until they do fit. And we will place all of these down. So all I'm going to do is trim off just a little bit of this one using a cheap pair of Dollar Tree scissors, and then I'll place it in to see if it fits. And it's still a little snug, so I'm going to take off just a little more, just a sliver. And by a sliver, I mean about that much right there. So now I'll take this, place it on the inside, get it stuck down, and do the remaining two. All right, so once we have the inside lined, we are just going to come back with our glue, place it on the outer flaps, and we're going to get these stuck down on all four sides. So we'll fold them in just like that. Come back with our bone folder, get it stuck to the chipboard just like that. So we're now closing off the inside look of this box and just making it pretty. Okay, so once we have our box done, we're going to bring the shell back in, and all we're going to do is place glue on the bottom of the box, making sure that we get the edges nice and glued. And then we're going to take this and we're going to position it right inside of the score marks. And then I'll bring this up and I'm just going to fold it over to make sure that everything falls inside of the box, top and bottom. And when it does, then I can come back and we can get this stuck down permanently. So while that's drying, let's go ahead and make a couple of cards. We'll have 4 pieces that measure 6 by 3, and on the 6-inch side, we'll score at 3. I've already done 2. And then we are going to come back and fold on our score mark. And just get that crease nicely. And then I'm also going to come back with some 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares and place them on the inside. But for the outside, very simple what I'm doing. I am simply going to take some of my Anna Griffin stickers, and their embellishments, and their word stickers, and I'm just going to place them down so that the box will be an assortment of cards. They won't all be the same theme. So on this one, I am going to make this one Merry Christmas, because you can put this on a gift, or you can just make it a little mini Christmas card. Just a whole bunch of different sentiments. And then to make our envelopes, we're going to bring in our 1, 2, 3 punch board. And all you do basically is you are looking for the size card that you have. It'll tell you what size paper you need. And I know that I need a piece of paper that measures 5.5 by 5.5. And I need to score this paper at 2 3/4 on my first punch and score. So I punch, and then I score, and then I turn it. And I've got a pointer here that I'll line up with that score mark. Punch again. And I'm just repeating the process. So I'll turn it again. Line up that pointer with that score mark. And punch. And I'll do this until I have my cute little 3 by 3 envelope. Then I'll just come back and I will fold this into an actual envelope. So then I'll put this together, and all I'm going to do is just add a little dot of glue there. And then on this piece here, I'll come back and just kind of trace along the outer part with my glue. If I get too much, I'll just wipe some up with my fingers, and then I'll just get this stuck down there. Take a small piece of my double-sided tape and place it right there. And then whenever we're ready to use these envelopes, all we have to do is place the card in, peel up the double-sided tape, and then we've got a gorgeous, gorgeous little card to give out. And there will be 4 envelopes and 4 cards in this set. So all I want to do at this point is just dress up the inside with some of my pretty little embellishments from Anna Griffin. And when you do it, you want to make sure that your embellishments don't get in the way of your fold line. And then as you can see, we have got a gorgeous, gorgeous little set that when folded is going to look like this. And the way that we're going to hold this closed is with ribbon. So on my first one, I punched holes and ran the ribbon through. I like it, but I like it better with the ribbon coming across the back. So I am going to place the ribbon on the back this time because I think it's just a cuter look that I like better. So I am going to place down just a little bit of glue. Not a whole lot. As a matter of fact, I'm going to wipe some of that up. I'm going to take my ribbon and place it down because I do want this ribbon to stay on here. When you're making yours, if you don't want the ribbon to stay on, just don't glue it down. So now I'm going to tuck all of this back on the inside, and then I'm going to fold this over, bring my ribbon over, and then I'll just start pulling it tight until it's closed, just like this. And then I can tie a bow. And then you can come back and add a really cute little sentiment. All right, guys, so I brought the other one back in so that you guys can see just how gorgeous these are and how cute they are to make. And one thing that I wanted to point out is this is not a design flaw. I do want that tint look on the box. So when you get yours, don't try to force it down because it is meant to have somewhat of a raised look. If you force it down, you're going to mess your box up. So if you're going to make this, just know that your finished box is going to have a tint look on the front and the back. It's meant to look like this. So this project is super, super easy to make. Absolutely gorgeous. Great way to gift cards or little minis, whatever it is you want to put in them. Just going to take them to the next level on how they look. So I hope that y'all have liked this project. And if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys have a great day. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.